Welcome back to another Shiboyugi reaction, episode 3. My money's on Yuki being the only one that is going to survive. Maybe Glasses Girl? Not sure though. Let's see.
どうして私の名前しおりっていうの？新婚旅行でさ、トルコ絨毯っていうのかな。父さんすごく感動してね。こんな大きくてさ。
Oh, wow.
こんな、そんなでね、絨毯の中にはいろんな言葉が織られて入ってるんだって。長生きできますようにとか、家族がずっと一緒にいられますようにとか。そうなんだ。あれ、でもそれでどうして私の名前しおりっていうの？
I'm assuming this is Glasses Girl before? And there's something wrong with her name?
新婚旅行でさ、トルコ絨毯っていうのかな。父さんすごく感動してね。こんな大きくてさ、こんな、そんな。
Are we just repeating this?
ねえ、絨毯の中にはいろんな言葉が織られて入ってるんだって。
I'm assuming she's delusional now? Because, you know, half her body is gone.
Yuki さん、ここがどこかわかる？
In the name of blank. Yuki?
ゲームの舞台でハイビル。
自分の名前は？
琴のしおり。
プレイヤーネームの方。
琴葉です。
So they have synonyms. Is Yuki a synonym? I don't
記憶
remember.
はある。自分がどうなって今こんなことになってるのか。
地雷を踏んでロープを引っ掛けて。
使えそうなものだけ持っていこうか。
なんで来たんですか？
点数稼ぎかな。好感度が大事なんでしょ、このゲームって。
But if they watch everything you do, saying that would automatically lose you points, right?
ゆうきさんもお気づきだったんですね。
Ew.
まあね。はい、なくさないように。
ありがとうございます。
乗んなよ。
でも、
どうやってゴールまで行くのさ。
すみません。
So both of them So Yuki is saying that you need more or less good girl points, and Shiori agrees for Kotaha that it is seemingly that kind of game. Something where you need to be compassionate, you need to work together. Now, how they know that, I have no idea. But fair enough. Now, that means whenever we get to the exit, there's like a requirement to get out. Like, you have to have X points, quotation points, or people have to vote you out. How does it work? Or is it just like I assumed last time? There are a bunch of traps, and the organizer can decide which ones they want to trigger. And the worse you are, the more often these traps trigger.
にしても軽いね、琴葉さん。何キロなの？
I mean, she lost a lot of weight recently. I still don't know how this is going to help. Now, we do know Yuki is willing to, try help other people until they are burned. And not a burn, but until they need to be get rid of to finish the game.
この前測った時は45でした。
じゃあ今は30キロぐらいかな。
笑えないです。
I don't know. I feel like these are pages for a book or manga, but I don't know. We had the same last time.
よく食べられますわね、そんなの。
結構いけるよこれ。
見せてごらんなさい。
なんでもないですよ。
いいから。大したことありませんわね。
What's going on?
さっきの通路、ライト消してもよかったかもね。危ない感じもしなかったし。
結果論ですわね。
けど今のままだと自利品じゃん。あの子の言ってたこと意外と的を射てたかなって。意外と的を射てたかなって。
I feel like you shouldn't throw away trash like that. And I feel like this is going to factor into the point system that supposedly is there. Because this seems like something, you would get minus points for.
すごいですね、ユウキさん。こんな一瞬で罠がないってわかるものなんですか？
経験もあると思うけど、こういうのは直感だからさ。一瞬だけ見えれば十分なんだよ。
I assume this is the same room. I believe that is trash in front of the sofa. So it's the same room, but they came here like half an hour later. Okay. Now, the question is, how are they supposed to make it all the way down? Because she had to leave her batteries, right? And even if she had her batteries, she most likely is using Kota's flashlight. And there is, even if they both have their flashlight still, they only have 2 flashlights or 2 people worth of flashlight. The other ones have at least 3. And they are already on, weak footing for the flashlight.
見しろたちが通ったルートならもう罠はないと考えていい。
本当に10回目だったんですね。
信じてなかったんだな。
すみません。正直
ちょっと休もうか。はい。
ありがとうございます。どうして
I mean, Yuki did say that she should not bleed out, right?
復帰なさったんですか？
別に引退してたわけじゃなくてさ、前回のゲームでいろいろあって自分の生き方を見直してたというか、それで間が空いただけのことで。
Are we going to find out why you come back?
ユキさんってキャンドルウッズよりも
What is Candlewoods? What?
前の人なんですか？
I'm assuming that is a big event that happened that maybe changed stuff.
ひどいゲームだったと聞きました。
So she was most likely in that game.
うん。琴葉はなんでこのゲームに？答えにくいことなら別に。
I'm more interested in Yuki, but sure, give me your reason as well. Hopefully we can then go to Yuki and see her reasoning.
あ、いえ。アーリーリタイアしたくて。世捨て人になりたいんです。なんだか最近みんな変になってるじゃないですか。霊障主義、マキャベリズム、公正世界仮説、まるで集団ヒステリーですよ。ああいう人たちの中で生きていたくはありません。だからさっさとお金を貯めて、物価の安い国で隠居しようかなって。
現実的だね。
はい。
So she is definitely not going to make it. Okay. Gotcha.
ユウキさんはどうしてゲームに参加してるんです？
And why does it need to be 99 games?
このゲームを99回クリアするため。
え？
Don't tell me it is for like a high score.
ねえ、西郎。
I don't believe we are going to find their reason.
ね
It seems they
え、
rushed.
ねえって。なんですな。さすがにさ、この速度で進むのはやばくない？ 2階に降りてから全く罠に遭遇していませんわ。いや、そうなんだけど、だからこそ危ないっていうか。
確かにここまで何もないと少し不気味ですかね。
そんなことは分かっています。ではどうすれば？電池も残りわずか、降りるフロアもあと一つであれば、リスクを負ってでもこのまま乗り切るしかないのでは？それはそうなんだけど。
Why is there a wolf? I also wonder, what is the purpose of the flashlight? You couldn't see the landmine. I'm assuming that most traps you will not be able to see before. I also wonder, but this is more technical, if you have a flashlight, activating the flashlight takes, as far as I know, more energy than keeping it on. Right? Or is it better to, as she was just, they were stopping, she was turning around, putting the flashlight out, and then later on, is that better? Longer battery life? I mean, for it gives you like a couple more seconds, but if you do it often enough, would that save a little bit or not? Is it better to leave it running? And again, why are there wolves? Because game-wise, I don't see much counterplay against a wolf. You would have to, everyone gang up on the wolf. And now that they are connected to each other with a rope, that's going to be very difficult. Even running away. Are they even connected to the blonde girl? They're not. So, I'm assuming it's a wolf. Running, not a good choice. You're not going to outrun a wolf. Now, granted, you only have to run faster than the weakest link. They all have a backpack. I would try to use the, everything out of the backpack, shove my arm into the backpack, hope that I get the wolf to bite that backpack. It's still going to suck. And then just beat him with a flashlight, maybe? Maybe?
大丈夫。ゆっくり下がりましょう。
It feels like this wolf is weird. Like it's on drugs or so. Because it should react to that, noise. But it did not.
どうしてでしょうね。あの子が同じことをしていたのを私見ていましたのに。ねえ、私の名前はなんで和美っていうの
？With her going down, I feel like the other two are just going to go under. I still don't know how is this a game where you need to be good? I also feel like the wolf would not attack if all three of them are there. He's alone. There are three. It's too dangerous unless it's under drugs. Or rabies, whatever.
きな臭くなってきたね。
静かですね。
She's not using her flashlight a lot. Just quick check.
不気味なくらいにね。
ミシロさんたちは1階に降りたのでしょうか。
あるいは電池切れで立ち往生してるとか。
もしそうだったらどうしますか。
今のところ何とも言えないかな。
トラップですか。
いや。
ユキさん。
We all know if there was a wolf behind Yuki, she would just drop Konoha. Konoha? One of the two.
獣がいた。そいつは今すぐにでも襲いかかろうという勢いだったが、このゲームの展開から考えると。
ユキさん。
Do you have a knife?
うん。狩られるだけの羊じゃねえぞ。行ったか。行ったな。
行きましたか。
I still believe the other three could have just stood their ground, fought against him. But they seemingly did not. I am assuming the other two just ran.
すごいですユキさん。
ライトもあって武器もあったからね。賢い子でよかったよ。
誰の腕だったんでしょう。
Which brings another point to the first game where, you know, they had to sacrifice a limb. Same idea here. You could have theoretically sacrificed a limb, an arm, gave it to the wolf, and it probably would have just let you go. I mean, you still would have to sacrifice a limb, get somehow cut it off. Don't go, you know, unconscious because of the pain.
でしょ。
I also wonder where the rest of the body was.
急ごう。
こんなところで出会うとは。お元気そうで何よりです、ユウキさん。
Yeah. I no. Nah, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't need friends like these, you know.
琴葉も無事でよかったね。
ミシロは？
はぐれました。 狼、あれと出会って逃げているうちに、残念ですが消息不明です。
While we were running away, you don't run away from the worst possible choice.
じゃああれは見知らぬ腕か。
そうだと思います。
Still crazy. Konota, whatever her name, did talk about that people are weird. In this case, again, they're like, oh, Michiro got caught. Oh, you know, I guess she got caught. Shit happens. People die, I guess.
まあいいか。
However, everyone here, I believe, was experienced, so fair enough, fair enough. Everyone probably has seen people die. Fair enough.
どうせあとちょっとのことだし。
あ、ゆうきさん、私たちが先頭行きますよ。いやー、ゆうきさんほどのベテランと一緒なら安心だな。もう大丈夫だね。これ全部ですかね。多いな。これぐらいだ。
Why did they wait? I feel like they went already down. They saw what, you know, something going on, and they were like, oh, we need to wait for Yuki. We cannot solve the problem. Maybe you need 4 people alive. Different to the last game where you needed only 3 people. Maybe here you need at least 3 people or 4. They are very cheerful. It's very weird. Pretty sure there has to be a trap. They need specific amount of people alive, or they need to kill Yuki to get through, and they try to lure her into a trap.
ゆうきさん。
I wouldn't trust them at all.
なぜ、どうしてこうなった。
Are you still alive?
何がいけなかった。私はどこで間違えた。
Still alive. Now I don't know what the status is. We know she's not going to die. Not from bleeding out. It is probably going. It is hurting, most definitely. Kodona seems fine somehow with, you know, both legs gone. So I assume she would be able to hold her own. So the next thing I would do is try to find a weapon. Something to potentially kill the wolf, if need be. And then try to go where the others are. Because they went in front of you, there's a good chance you go the same way. Traps are already gone. If this were another normal anime show, I would assume Yuki is coming back for her. But in this show, I can see the show just be like, oh yeah, look, she's still alive. Oh look, she's surrounded by 5 wolves now. Ha ha ha, funny joke, ha game. Something bullshit like this. On the other hand, maybe one of the requirements is that you need someone injured to get out. I don't. Because if we just leave her to die, that is very depressing. By the way, I see some bows, weapons, potentially. I use whatever I can in this case.
あ いつだ。あの幽霊みたいな女。あいつが悪い。あいつがちょろちょろ余計なことを言わなければ。
Then what? You would still have died. Or someone else would have died. And you would have abandoned that person, I guess. No, it would have still been the same. Glasses girl would have been trapped on the landmine. You would go in front next, potentially. You would, trip and still be in the same situation.
あの子の言う通りにすればよかったのに。こっちだって分かってんだよ。電池を節約することぐらい。そうなの？あいつが先に言い出さなければ、ライトを使わないように琴葉に指示できた。あいつにペースを乱されなければ、あいつが10回目なんて吹かさなければ。あの詐欺師だ。元はといえばあいつがこんなところに連れてきたから。ここならあなたの先を行く人は誰もいません。あなたの望む地位を私たちは提供いたします。嘘だ。
Interesting. So this is what God promised to her. No one is going to stand above you. You will get the status you desire.
地位を私たちは提供いたします。嘘だ。嘘。全部嘘。あんな奴がいるなんてクソ詐欺師が。いつもそうだったもんね。何をやっても自分の上を行く人がいる。でも全部壊してきたじゃない。
Two for the 8 apples? 7 shares?
壊して。
So she always had someone over her, and she always broke them. So I'm assuming killed them in some way or brought them to suicide. My mind goes to that she, is like a Black Widow type character. She marries a man, brings him to ruin. He then takes his life. He marries another man, something like that. I don't know how people are always over her, and how she's then able to break them is the important part.
やめろ。壊して。
You had a twin sister? Why do I feel like you killed your twin sister? What the fuck?
壊しちゃった。妹ちゃん。壊しちゃった。
What the fuck?
妹ちゃん。あなたのこと大好きだったのに。どうしてやめろ。なんであの子がこんな。やめろ。
ねえ私の名前はなんでかずみっていうの？
あ。
They say broken. Does it mean kill? I can't tell. And what happened here? Why?
壊しちゃった。
She using her fist? And then someone's like, why did this happen to her? I guess disfigured? What? Let's see.
やめろ。
ねえ私の名前はなんでかずみっていうの？私の名前なんで？
どんな些細なことでもきっと抜きんでてほしいっていう願いを込めたのよ。誰よりも美しく、誰よりも強く、正しく、一番になってほしかったの。
I'm assuming that means that she did kill her. But why? Because she was above you and you're number one? Maybe not kill people?
そのままで大丈夫だよ。
No? No? No?
大丈夫。あなたは誰よりも美しい獣だよ。
And? How about you don't kill people? It would also... We had these 6 different animals. I still assume she's a wolf, even though we now have a real wolf. It would make sense. I feel like she is going to go crazy. Maybe not. Why does everyone have... Was it a standard issue thing? Everyone got a knife? And if you had a knife, why did you use it? Tired of thinking. Not tired of living, right? Could go 2 ways. She doesn't want to anymore. Or she's so crazy that she's going on a rampage. And she's going to get rid of everyone.
Yeah, 元気そうだね。
So she came back. But not with the girl. Okay, the girl is still... Glasses girl is still in probably the stairwell, whatever, staircase. I'm wondering, what is the requirement to leave? It seems like, at least last game, we had a special requirement to leave. And if one of them is, less players, left someone who could easily die. I feel like it was not a good idea to leave the person behind. Now, we know that blonde girl is going a little bit crazy, and she may attack Yuki. So it is not a good idea to bring her here as well. But still, I feel like I don't trust the other 2 girls. They...
なぜ分かったんですな、ここが。
女の勘だ。 見つかるのも時間の問題だろうね。もうすぐそばまで来てたりして。今度は右腕だけじゃない。見代の全身を食らい尽くすために。
お前もでしょ。
いいや、私はセーフティーだよ。だってもう階段を見つけたからね。他の3人は先に降りたよ。あとは見代と私。
Okay. What are we doing? What are we... Sure, yeah, you found the stairs. Everyone already went down. You can just go down. Okay. Now you're telling her for what reason? To bring her to listen to you? Because she's most likely going to die. It feels a little bit gloaty, like, oh, we are all safe. I'm just looking, I just want to watch you die or something like that.
私を助けに来たんですの。
まさか。
What are we doing?
分からせに来たのさ。このまま死なれたんじゃ消化不良だからね。今のうちに認めてもらっておかないといけない。どちらが上でどちらが下なのか。ずいぶんいろいろ突っかかってくれたよね。何回やったか思い出せないから1回でいいや。
一言謝罪があれば水に流すよ。
そしたら階段まで案内してあげる。
Hi. I was like, oh, maybe Yuki could be our main character. We could go, yay, Yuki, get the little flag. Now it's like, maybe not?
謝れよ。生意気な態度とってごめんなさいって。
Because my assumption of Yuki was that this is not really interesting in her interest at all. Because what does it give her if she apologizes, if she is below Yuki? What is the point? Unless it is to beat the game. Because I feel like Yuki is doing whatever it needs to be done to beat the game. And it doesn't matter what happens. Because after the game, it's over. No one cares. So if she were to die, blonde girl, then who cares that she was like, oh, I'm above you. And even if she apologizes, which I don't believe is going to happen, no one knows. No one has an idea. Now it could be that is the only part. I assume this is all for the game. Maybe she needs to make it more entertaining. She needs to push her down so that viewers like it more, and maybe then they can leave. Because she did talk about, points and whatnot. Maybe this is one of those games where the game has to be interesting enough for the viewer. So the viewer decides, hey, we had our fun, you are good to go. Maybe she needs to do this for something else, because otherwise it feels weird. And if she is doing this just for her ego, it makes it very hard to root for her at all. Because here, she went back, she rescued someone. No, she did it for her own sake, because she assumes this is part of the game. Okay. But still, she did do something somewhat okay or nice. And now she's doing something that is like, I also have the feeling that she's like, okay, she's going to apologize. One way, they fight it out because she's not going to apologize. They have a fight. Other way, she apologizes. She's going to, accept she's below Yuki. Yuki leads her to the stairs and then she gets killed by the wolf because the wolf is at the stairs or whatever. I feel like, however this is going to resolve, I'm going to like Yuki a lot less. And I'm not going to have a good time.